Second. Okay.
Well, thank you so much, Robert, for meeting with us again. We always enjoy your monthly review about all the things that we need and want to know about learning to speak a new language. So I am excited about your presentation tonight, and welcome. And we'll let you get started.
Thank you very much. Muchas gracias. As usual, it is always a pleasure being here. Como siempre, es un placer estar acá. Last month, we started talking about the uses of ChatGPT to practice speaking. La semana pasada, el mes pasado, hablamos de los usos de ChatGPT para practicar hablar. Today, we're going to review that, and I'll show you more applications of ChatGPT for your language learning. Hoy vamos a mostrarles un poquito más de eso y además les vamos a mostrar más alternativas del uso de ChatGPT para mejorar o practicar sus idiomas. And at the end of the presentation, al final de la presentación, I'm going to show you how this is integrated into your platform, cómo esto va a estar integrado dentro de la plataforma de BSR, and how we are going to incentive the use of ChatGPT within the platform y cómo vamos a incentivar el uso de ChatGPT dentro de la plataforma. We think this is very important. Consideramos que esto es muy importante. We think this is an amazing opportunity. Consideramos que esto es una oportunidad increíble. And we need to take advantage of the technology breakthroughs. Y queremos queremos literalmente aprovechar los cambios o las mejoras en tecnología. Okay, so I'm just gonna share my screen and I'm just gonna start with some of the different this will stop other screen sharing. Do you want to continue? Is anyone else sharing the screen? That maybe.
Yes, let's go ahead and David, can you thank you. I appreciate that. There you go, Robert.
Thanks. Perfect. No, and I have to ask, I don't want any mumbo jumbos going on in the presentation. Yeah, any external surprises. Okay, entonces, bueno, lo primero es mostrarles ChatGPT. Last time I showed you how you downloaded ChatGPT. Ya la vez pasada, les mostré a ustedes cómo pueden tener acceso a ChatGPT. Take into account, you need to download ChatGPT 3.5. Tiene que bajar la versión 3.5. That is the free version. Esa es la versión gratis. Today, this version is free. Por el momento, esta versión es gratis. That's why we're going to take advantage of it. Por eso es que vamos a tomar la mayor cantidad de ventaja. There is a paid version. Hay una versión que ustedes pueden pagar, que es GPT-4, which is the turbo version, que es la versión turbo. Everything that we're doing is being done on the free version. Todo lo que estamos planteando hoy lo estamos haciendo en la versión gratis. So, there are no excuses in terms of budget or I need to pay more. No pueden haber excusas en términos de presupuesto o me toca pagar más, etcétera, etcétera. Okay, so let's begin. Vamos a comenzar. So, you can use ChatGPT to learn vocabulary. For example, ustedes pueden utilizar ChatGPT para aprender vocabulario. So, this is a prompt. Esto es una de las instrucciones. Okay? Las instrucciones, the prompts are what trigger ChatGPT to act the way it acts. Las instrucciones son lo que hacen que ChatGPT actúe de la manera como actúa. Now, we are at BSR working really hard. Nosotros en BSR estamos trabajando muy fuerte to create prompts that adapt and elicit conversation and learning from you. Nosotros en BSR estamos trabajando muy duro para crear estas instrucciones que generan posibilidades de conversación o posibilidades de interacción para facilitarles el aprendizaje. There's a lot of powerful material that we're going to share today. Hay un montón de material muy poderoso que les vamos a compartir hoy. We're going to go from the more simple to the, to the least simple to, the more simple to the more complex. Vamos a ir de lo más simple a lo más complejo. Okay, so the first thing is just vocabulary, right? So look at this. I'm going to write this prompt in English. Act as an English teacher. Now, I'm going to show you on the BSR. I'm going to show you right away. So I hope you see my screen. This is the BSR. This is your site. And all of you have been invited. Todos ustedes han sido invitados to join the Nash GPT community. Todos ustedes han sido invitados a unirse a la comunidad Nash GPT. For the moment, there are 509 members on the Nash GPT community. En estos momentos tenemos 509 miembros. This is like a Facebook. I know Facebook sounds oldie. Esto es como un Facebook. Yo sé que Facebook parece de nosotros los más viejitos, but it is really good. Pero es bastante bien. So, all the different prompts, todos los diferentes prompts, los vamos a poner acá. All the different prompts, we're just going to post here. Okay? So, and then we're just going to pin them, depending on our different needs. Y después los vamos a pinear para que queden ahí almacenados dependiendo de los diferentes necesidades. So, if you're a Nash student, si ustedes son un estudiante de Nash, what you do is you come to this community because we were doing, lo que estábamos haciendo is that we were installing the prompts in the courses. Estábamos instalando los prompts dentro de los cursos. But, we want you to study the material in the platform. Queremos que estudien los materiales en la plataforma. And we are going to integrate some exercises using ChatGPT with the material in the platform. Y estamos integrando material ejercicios de ChatGPT con el material que está en la plataforma. However, we also want you to have access to the prompts, to a lot of the prompts really quickly. También queremos que ustedes tengan acceso a muchas de estas instrucciones muy rápido. So, you would come here, ustedes vienen aquí a la comunidad, you would copy it, boom, you copy it, then you go to ChatGPT, I'm just going to get rid of this, and then you just paste it. And there you go. Y ahí lo tienen. O sea, básicamente ustedes lo copian y lo pegan. So let me just read the prompt. This Grammarly thing, I just need to get rid of this. Sorry about this. Hide, yes, for now. Like this, okay. So, act as an English teacher. Actúe como un profesor de inglés. I will give you English words. Les voy a dar palabras en inglés. For each word, para cada palabra, list the forms of the word. Liste las formas de la palabra. Then give simple explanations for each using basic vocabulary. Dame simples explicaciones para cada una de ellas utilizando vocabulario básico. If there are multiple definitions, si hay definiciones múltiples, do not give me more than 5. No me des más de 5. Finally, provide 2 common example sentences to show the meaning in different contexts. Finalmente, dame 2 ejemplos comunes para mostrarme el significado de esta palabra en diferentes contextos. I decided that the first word was going to be harmful. Yo decidí que la primera palabra iba a ser algo que es dañino, ¿no? Dañino, la palabra dañina, harmful. So let me just, why is not, for a sec. There you go. Voila. So, here you have ChatGPT telling you forms of the word harmful. Acá tienen ustedes ChatGPT respondiéndoles. It's an adjective, it's an adverb, it's un sustantivo, las diferentes explicaciones. Okay, but, all right, I am an A1 student or I am an A2 student. Yo de pronto soy un estudiante nivel A1. Yo de pronto soy un estudiante nivel A2. Entonces, I am a native Spanish speaker level A2. I am learning English. Estos prompts nosotros también se los vamos a dar. Please provide the explanations in Spanish, but the examples in English. Por favor, dame las explicaciones en español, pero los ejemplos en inglés. Let's see how it works. There you go. So you have here, aquí ustedes tienen the whole explanation, but with translation. Aquí ustedes tienen toda la explicación, pero con traducción. Entonces, ok, cuando es adjetivo es harmful. Y aquí, harmful adjetivo, algo que causa daño o es perjudicial, something that causes damage or it basically affects or is damaging with the potential of harming or damaging you, con el potencial de causar o hacer daño. And here's the example sentence: smoking is harmful to your health. Fumar es perjudicial para tu salud. Okay, so you have it, ¿no? Ahí lo tienen tanto en español como en inglés. Entonces, agora eu sou estudante do Brasil. Eu falo português. Vamos a ver si nos da. Pero tengo que cambiar. Sorry, I need to change. Let's see if the prompt like this works. Miremos a ver si la instrucción así funciona. Ok, ótimo. Si tiver palabras. Ok, entonces vamos a ver si explique a palabra. ¿Tá? So, there you have it. Ahí lo tienen. You can do it in English if you're an advanced or intermediate or pre-intermediate student, and that's what we suggest. Lo puedes hacer directamente en inglés si eres un estudiante B1 para arriba, incluso A2, even A2, go for it. But if you speak Spanish and you want explanations in Spanish, pero si tú realmente te sientes que necesitas un poco de explicación en español, or if you need the explanations in Portuguese, o si necesitas las explicaciones en portugués, you can ask ChatGPT to do it for you. Ustedes pueden preguntarle a ChatGPT que lo hagan para ustedes. So that prompt you're going to find here, for example. Okay, we're going to go with another prompt. For example, vamos a ir con otro prompt. Ustedes quieren analizar, okay, how you pronounce a word. Now, ustedes quieren analizar cómo pronuncian una palabra. Now, this one's easy because in Google, por ejemplo, in Google, you can write the pronunciation of, for example, the word claustrophobic. I'm just going to create a new chat. Voy a crear un nuevo chat. I'm just going to paste here. So English, provide the phonetic respelling of this word. Just gonna, didn't really, yes, always, all right. Okay, provide the phonetic respelling of this word, including the syllable stress in all caps. Don't use phonetic symbols. Todos estos prompts se los vamos a dar. We're going to give you all these prompts. I'm just showing you different examples that we created. Les estamos mostrando diferentes ejemplos que hemos creado para ayudarles, to help you with the material, con el material. So, let's go here. All right. So, aquí les está mostrando cómo se divide. Here's showing you how you pronounce the word claustrophobic. You add the extra syllable stress here, okay? But then you're like, all right. So in the app, it sounds, which is very interesting. En la app le suena, but you can go to Google and check pronunciation of claustrophobic, and it shows you a little cartoon moving the lips and everything. Ustedes pueden ir a Google y les muestra también una caricatura moviendo los labios, but sometimes they show you this IPA, International Phonetic Alphabet. De pronto les muestra estos abecedarios fonéticos que nadie entiende, that only linguists understand, solamente los lingüistas los entienden. Entonces, so it's better. I mean, this can help you with certain words, no? And maybe you can say, I'm explain explica la pronunciación. So explain the pronunciation para una persona que habla español. Explain, I'm just making this up. Explain the pronunciation for a person that speaks Spanish, pero quiere pronunciarla bien en inglés. Okay, so take a look at this. The word claustrophobic, la palabra claustrophobic se pronuncia en inglés de la siguiente manera. It's pronounced in English the following way. Here's a guide to pronounce each syllable. Aquí hay una guía para pronunciar cada sílaba. Claus, la primera sílaba tiene el sonido claus, la K es pronunciada como la C en español antes de la vocal. So it's giving you an explanation how to pronounce each syllable using Spanish sounds. Okay, and then it gives you, it prompts you to, okay, practice it. Okay, I'm just gonna copy this. And I'm gonna try it for Portuguese. Explica, just forgive my written Portuguese. I'm just gonna write it really quickly. Explica pronuncia para uma pessoa que fala português, mas quer pronunciar bem en inglés. I didn't put any accent, no puse ninguna tilde. Ok, vamos a ver. Está legal. Ahí ustedes tienen, tanto en portugués como en inglés, como en español, and in English. So that's for pronunciation. Now, that's kind of like, okay, that's nice. Those are little extras, but all right. So you can work vocabulary, you can work pronunciation, but I mean, the platform has more than 1,500 videos. La plataforma tiene más de 1,500 videos where it's either me or Erin or someone from the BSR team, o está Erin, o estoy yo, o está alguien del equipo de BSR explaining the concepts. No, it's a class, it's a recorded class where we are explaining the concepts. No, son clases grabadas donde estamos explicando los conceptos, but sometimes you're like, but wait, it's not clear to me. Pero a veces, pues no es claro para mí. So you go to one of the speaking classes, ustedes van a alguna de las clases de hablar, teacher, can you please explain comparatives and superlatives? Teacher, por favor, puede explicar los comparativos y los superlativos. The teacher makes a brief explanation, el profesor hace una pequeña explicación, and still you don't understand it. Pero aún así, ustedes no lo entienden, and then people start speaking and practicing, entonces, y luego la gente empieza a hablar y a practicar. Ok, we're gonna give you a private teacher prompt. Les vamos a dar una instrucción para un profesor privado, ok? Entonces, using ChatGPT as a grammar teacher. So this is the prompt. I'm just going to read it. Esta es la instrucción, la voy a leer. These are long prompts. We would like for you to maybe experiment. Estos son prompts largos. De pronto ustedes quieren experimentar. Tweak them around, moverlas aquí to make them more personal, para hacerlas más personales. But we're doing all the work for you, pero estamos haciendo todo el trabajo para ustedes, because we're the teachers, you're the students, porque nosotros somos los profesores, ustedes son los estudiantes. We want you to learn English. Nosotros queremos que ustedes aprendan inglés. If you learn how to use ChatGPT, that's awesome. Si ustedes aprenden a utilizar ChatGPT, espectacular. But we want you to use ChatGPT to improve your English and get to the US. Pero lo que nosotros queremos es que ustedes aprendan a utilizar ChatGPT para mejorar su inglés y llegar a Estados Unidos. So, entonces, act as an English teacher. Actúa como un profesor de inglés. Give me a simple and interactive grammar lesson on the topic of. Dame una lección de gramática simple e interactiva con el tema de, okay, so you can fill in the blank. Ustedes pueden llenar aquí present simple, present continuous, comparatives and superlatives, gerunds and infinitives, ¿no? Presente simple, pasado simple, comparativos y superlativos, gerundios e infinitivos. I mean, it's endless, the amount of material that you can learn in grammar. No se termina la cantidad de material que ustedes ven en gramática. Don't explain everything at once. No me expliques todo de primerazo. The lesson should be conducted in parts. La clase debe ser conducida en partes. After each part, después de cada parte, check my understanding before you proceed. Después de cada parte, verifica mi entendimiento antes de continuar. If an example I provide is awkward or unnatural, si alguno de los ejemplos que yo estoy dándoles es extraño o no natural, explain why. Expliquen por qué. And many corrections. There's and add many corrections. Sorry about this. I have a typo, un pequeño errorcito. Confirm with me before we proceed to the next part of the lesson. Confirmen conmigo antes de proceder a la siguiente parte de la lección. In the lesson, en la lección, include clear examples, incluyan ejemplos claros, simple explanations, explicaciones simples, y ejercicios retadores and challenging exercises to test my understanding, para evaluar mi entendimiento. Do not teach me outdated or uncommon English grammar. No me enseñes gramática pasada de moda o que no es común. At the end of the lesson, al finalizar la lección, give me a challenging assignment that I can work on after the lesson. Denme un reto, ¿no? Una tarea retadora con la cual yo pueda trabajar después de la lección. So I'm just going to copy this. Entonces voy a copiar esto. Boom. And here it goes. Y se va. Pim. Great. All right. It gave me all the parts right there and then. Me dio todas las partes de una vez. I wanted this to be gradual. Yo quería que esto fuera gradual. But let's see what it gave me. Miremos qué me dio. Okay, comparatives understanding the basics. Comparatives are used to compare two things. Los comparativos se utilizan para comparar dos cosas. Los superlatives are used to compare three or more things. Los superlativos se utilizan para comparar tres o más cosas. We often use ER and, or EST for short adjectives, y acá nos da los ejemplos. Now try to create a sentence using a comparative form. Ahora trata de, ok, crear una frase utilizando el comparativo. Entonces, give me a sentence using the comparative form of the adjective big, ok. Entonces, aquí, before we move on, let me know your sentence. Supuestamente, entonces, uno no debería bajar. You shouldn't go down here. But let's, after reading this explanation, all right, we're gonna give ChatGPT a sentence using the comparative form of the adjective big. So, the comparative form. So for example, where I'm just gonna say, Brazil is a bigger country than Colombia. Boom. Okay. So this is how it goes. Aquí me está dando, entonces la primera lección en realidad son tres partes. Part 1, part 2, comparatives and superlatives. And part 3, but no, this is acting weirdly porque aquí debería parar. This is acting weird, o sea, actuando raro porque debería parar after each part. Okay, so I'm just gonna, okay. This is one thing you need to take into account. Of course, we're trying and testing this. This was working, but it went local. Se está trabajando bien, pero se fue un poquito raro. Pero lo importante es que igual todo el material que les está dando, anyway, all the material that is giving you is very helpful material, but I'm not going to start tweaking. This one I'm going to tweak before I post it on the community. Este yo le voy a hacerlos because we need for this to appear part by part. It's a gradual thing. Okay. Let me see if I can just provide one part at a time. Okay. So, perfect. This is the way it should be. So it jumped parts 1, 2, and 3, but let's see if it works the way it should work. Okay, superlatives. Entonces aquí está, here's the explanation of superlatives. Aquí está la explicación de los superlativos. Here's an example, busy adjective. She's the busiest person in the office. Ella es la persona más ocupada en la oficina. It's a superlative. Okay, now it's your turn. Give me a sentence using the superlative form of the adjective beautiful. Okay, provide a sentence using the superlative form. Listo. Let me know your sentence before we proceed. Okay, déjame ver tu frase antes de que continuemos. So, it's a superlative. It's a superlative. So I'm going to say, voy a decir, Sandra Bullock is more beautiful than Julia Roberts. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm writing a comparative sentence. Yo lo que estoy haciendo, estoy escribiendo una frase comparativa. Okay. I'm not writing a sentence using the superlative. No estoy utilizando el superlativo. Okay. And there you go. Good effort, but in this case, we use the superlative form since you are comparing to people. The correct. So here, still, we use the comparative form. ChatGPT still makes some mistakes, but gradually it will make less and less. Okay. Sandra Bullock is more beautiful than Julia Roberts. Sandra Bullock is the more beautiful of the two. However, when comparing to things, it is more common to use the comparative form. Okay, aquí sí nos está dando la explicación que tiene que darnos. Okay, great attempt. So it shows you your mistakes. Te está mostrando tus ejemplos y aquí te explica irregular superlatives, good, better, best. Give me a sentence using the superlative form of the adjective good. Okay, entonces I'm gonna, on purpose, I'm gonna write something with mistakes. Okay, they is, and they is worst than the rest. This is a very, very wrong. This is wrong in English. No, this has a lot of mistakes. This has a lot of mistakes. So es una frase que está incorrecta en inglés, tiene montones de errores. Let's see what ChatGPT as a teacher gives us. Good effort. However, there's a small mistake in the sentence. When using the superlative form of worst, it should be worst, but it's not taking into account the prompt. No está utilizando el prompt he's asking us, ChatGPT is asking us to do form of the adjective good, and I used of the adjective bad, but he's not correcting me that, no me está corrigiendo eso. But they should be replaced with they are for grammatical correctness. Eso sí quería que me lo corrigiera. Okay. And then you move on and you move on. Now, as you can see, como ustedes pueden ver, it's not 100% perfect. Como ustedes ven, no es 100% perfecto, but it gives you a lot of information and continuous challenge, pero les da un montón de información y les da un montón de retos, ¿no? So if, for example, you're one of those nurses, ustedes son una de esas enfermeros o enfermeras who have double shifts, family, and it's very difficult for you to either go to speaking class, es muy difícil para ustedes ir a las clases de hablar, or you don't have time to study, ustedes no tienen tiempo para estudiar, this could be a very interesting alternative. Esto puede ser una alternativa muy interesante because it gives you a lot of possibilities, porque les da a ustedes un montón de posibilidades, and it gives you a lot of information, and it will get better. Esto va mejorando. I mean, this is, yes, right now you have to, certain things, don't take it at face value. Muchas de las cosas no las tomen como salen, but in general, it's very accurate. Pero en general está muy acertado. And as we discover the weirdness in ChatGPT, mientras más nosotros vayamos descubriendo, more we're going to be correcting from the BSR side, más vamos a estar nosotros corrigiendo, and that's gonna help you, okay? Esto les va a ayudar a ustedes. I mean, this is gonna help you a lot. Esto les va a ayudar montones. Clarify doubts, clarificar dudas, improve with the material on the platform, literalmente mejorar con el material en la plataforma. Entonces, so we saw, hemos visto how do you use ChatGPT to work with pronunciation. Hemos visto how to use ChatGPT to work with vocabulary. We've seen how to use ChatGPT with pronunciation, vocabulary. Hemos visto también ChatGPT, how it can be your private teacher, cómo puede ser tu profesor privado. Okay, I'm just gonna verify. I'm just gonna stop sharing for a sec. Share sound, boom. Okay, last class, ustedes, la clase pasada, you saw how I use ChatGPT as a conversation partner. Cómo utilicé yo ChatGPT como un partner de conversación, as David correctly penned it, como David correctamente lo dijo. It's kind of like having a teacher in your pocket. Es como tener un profesor en su bolsillo. Entonces, I use this prompt. Okay. Imagine you're a conversation practice partner. Imagínate que tú eres un partner de conversación. Your goal is to engage in meaningful conversations with me, Robert. Ustedes pueden poner su nombre aquí. You can put your name here. To improve my speaking skills. Para mejorar mis habilidades de hablar. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this. In this lesson, you will provide prompts and responses for various conversation topics. En esta lección, ustedes van a dar instrucciones y respuestas para muchos de estos temas de conversación. Each prompt should encourage your partner to share their thoughts and opinions. Cada instrucción debe motivar a tu compañero, es decir, tú, a compartir sus pensamientos y opiniones, to share their thoughts and opinions. Remember to actively listen and respond appropriately. Recuerda escuchar atentamente y responder de manera apropiada. These are the instructions that we're giving the machine. Estas son las instrucciones que le estamos dando a la máquina. Topic, nursing in the US, ¿no? La enfermería en los Estados Unidos. Conversation practice partner. Style, estilo. Avoid being overly enthusiastic. Evita ser muy entusiasta. For those of you that have experienced using ChatGPT, you know it can get very flowery. Okay? Para aquellos que tienen experiencia utilizando ChatGPT, saben que esto se puede volver, o sea, tener demasiadas arandelas cuando habla. Communicate using casual yet respectful language. Comunícate utilizando lenguaje casual pero respetuoso. Again, I'm saying don't use flowery language or too many exclamations. No utilices el lenguaje muy pomposo. Instructions, provide a conversation prompt related to a specific topic. Wait for my response, respond to my answers, encourage me to express my thoughts. Luego then I give it like some sort of example. Remember to keep the conversation going in an intuitive way. Trata que la conversación se mantenga de forma intuitiva while helping me practice my speaking skills. Mientras me ayudas a practicar mis habilidades de hablar. After each question, wait for my response. Después de cada pregunta, espera mi respuesta. And then at the end, I said, remember, I'm a pre-intermediate English language student. If you notice a foreign accent, maintain the conversation in English. Okay? Recuerda que yo soy un estudiante preintermedio de inglés, ¿no? Si notas un acento extranjero, mantén la conversación en inglés. Why? We did some tests. We ran some tests. Hicimos unas pruebas, and it was funny because, for example, Andrea would speak to ChatGPT. Andrea le hablaba a ChatGPT, and she would speak with a very strong Spanish accent. Y hablaba con un acento en español muy fuerte. And then ChatGPT started replying in Spanish. Y automáticamente ChatGPT empezó a responder en español. We don't want that from happening. No queremos que eso suceda. Oddly, I spoke with a very strong Spanish accent, and ChatGPT continued answering me in English. De manera muy extraña, hicimos el mismo ejercicio conmigo. Yo hablé con un acento muy fuerte en español. Hello, my name is Robert. But it answered to me in English. I don't know. It's still a learning machine, but I want you to see the results. Quiero que vean los resultados. So I was able to record the iPhone. Can you see? I hope you can see the video. All right, let's continue this conversation.
Absolutely. Shifting gears a bit, have your friends shared any memorable or challenging patient interactions? I'm curious about the human side of their experiences as nurses in the US.
Well, so far they've told me work is difficult because it's a lot of work and it's a different type of environment. But once they get a handle of it, they just do fine.
Got it? It sounds like they've faced challenges but adapted well. How did they go about adjusting to the different work environment? Any specific strategies or insights they shared about managing the workload in their nursing roles?
Well, I'm not so sure. Maybe you could tell me some of those strategies?
Sure, no problem. Some nurses find it helpful to prioritize tasks based on urgency, while others emphasize effective communication within the healthcare team. Did your friends mention anything about teamwork or specific approaches they use to navigate the demanding nature of their work?
Yeah, they did. They said the environment was very good, was very nice, and that most of the nurses were team players, but there were a lot of cultural differences between the nurses, so that was a challenge as well.
That's insightful. Navigating cultural differences can indeed be challenging, even in a team-oriented environment. Did they share any specific instances or ways they managed these cultural differences within the nursing team?
Okay, so that's and hopefully this was more this was a better example than last session where I just wanted to play it live. Uh this is the way it goes. This can go on forever. Esto puede, you can have a conversation for 2 or 3 hours. Ustedes pueden tener una conversación por 2 o 3 horas. Now you're saying, but Robert, this is for advanced students. Yes and no. Why? You can tell ChatGPT to tone it down. Ustedes pueden decirle a ChatGPT que le bajen un poquito al nivel. Sometimes ChatGPT understands, a veces entiende, sometimes it doesn't. But this conversation, pero esta conversación, if you go to ChatGPT, okay, you will find it. Ustedes van a encontrar la conversación. Let me see, where is it? Well, somewhere, but here on the desktop version, you will find it. Okay, aquí en la información, en la versión del desktop. So be careful. The speaking is only in the app. La versión de hablar solo lo encuentran en la app. Both are free, but the written version, you can find it in the app or in the computer. And what you can do, lo que ustedes pueden hacer is try to have the conversation, do your best in the conversation, tratar de tener la conversación, hacer lo mejor que puedan, and then, okay, see the chat, see the script, vean el guión de la conversación, and try to work on it. Traten de trabajar en la conversación, see what extra vocabulary you can include, qué otro vocabulario pueden ustedes incluir. Rewrite what you would say, reescriban lo que ustedes van a decir, and then have the conversation again. Y luego tengan la conversación nuevamente. It's practice. Practice makes perfect. Es practicar. La práctica es la que hace la perfección. So, the only person that gets tired with this, la única persona que se cansa con esto is you, es usted. ChatGPT is a robot. ChatGPT es un robot. It's not going to get tired. No se va a cansar. So we're going to encourage students through the platform, through the community, a través de la plataforma, a través de la comunidad, to engage with the tool, para conectarse con la herramienta, so you practice your speaking more. That being said, habiendo dicho esto, we're opening more spaces for the speaking class. Estamos abriendo más espacios. After talking with the Nash team, we are changing the schedules. También, después de hablar con el equipo de Nash, estamos cambiando los horarios. That's why you're getting calls in the WhatsApp groups. Por eso es que están ustedes recibiendo encuestas en los grupos de WhatsApp. So we're creating more spaces and more schedules, more times, no, for the speaking class. But let's assume you cannot make it to a speaking class, but it doesn't matter. Asumiendo que ustedes pueden llegar a una clase de hablar o no, realmente no importa. Use ChatGPT every day. Utilicen los prompts de ChatGPT todos los días, so you can improve your conversation skills. Now, ahora, we are creating prompts for TOEFL practice, for IELTS practice, for OET practice, for interview practice. Nosotros estamos creando prompts para practicar para entrevistas, para el TOEFL, para el IELTS, para el OET. I mean, it has changed the game for us. Ha cambiado el juego para nosotros because, I mean, I know it's very scary. Yo sé que es muy asustador, especially for us teachers, especialmente para nosotros. But if you put in the hours, si ustedes ponen las horas, if you put in the practice, si ustedes ponen la práctica, then we get the results. Nosotros logramos los resultados. It doesn't, I mean, if ChatGPT becomes your best friend, si ChatGPT se vuelve su mejor amigo, then ChatGPT is my best friend. Entonces ChatGPT es mi mejor amigo. We're just working on really creating very, very powerful prompts. So, estamos nosotros trabajando en crear instrucciones muy rápidas. So, this is what's going to happen. We mentioned this last time. Mencionamos esto la vez pasada. Pero we didn't really give people instructions. No le dimos instrucciones a las personas. So I'm just going to increase the size of this. Hopefully you can see it better because it's too little, but I'm just going to read it. Okay. I'm just going to read it in English and then translate it. So right now you have it pinned to this Nash GPT community where everyone who belongs to Nash should be in this community. Todos los que están en Nash tienen que estar en esta comunidad. And I'll show you how you get there in the, les voy a mostrar cómo llegan ustedes a la comunidad in the platform. So for example, on the upper part, en la parte de arriba de su plataforma, on the upper part of your login page, you will see, okay, news, recommended material, the other students, ustedes van a ver noticias, material recomendado, toda la comunidad de estudiantes, and here you'll find community. All right, and you see the community here, and here we've created communities for each group. Aquí hemos creado comunidades para cada uno de los grupos. Nash A1 Spanish English, Nash A1 Portugués Inglés, B1, B2 pre-exam, TOEFLicious, OET, IELTS, Nash GPT. Everyone's gonna get an invitation, and here you have it. If you're in the courses, si ustedes están en los diferentes cursos, aquí también tienen las discusiones. You also have the feed here if you're in one of the courses, but we want to create these private groups. You'll be invited. Ustedes van a ser invitados en estos grupos. But here in the Nash GPT group, en este grupo de Nash GPT where you're all invited, donde ya están todos invitados, this is the contest. Okay, este es el concurso. Brilliant conversations with ChatGPT. Conversaciones brillantes con ChatGPT. Contest rules. Reglas del concurso. Participants. You must be an active member of the Nash GPT private social network to participate. Tienen que ser un miembro activo de este grupo Nash GPT para poder participar, which means you have to belong to Nash. Ustedes tienen que ser miembros de Nash because you have the Nash tag within the platform. Ustedes tienen el tag de Nash dentro de la plataforma. You're not working with Nash. You're not a nurse that is applying to the US. Ustedes no son una enfermera que están aplicando a los Estados Unidos. You can't participate. No pueden participar. Okay. Use of prompts. Generate conversations using ChatGPT prompts to compete. Okay. Genera conversaciones utilizando los prompts para competir. And here is the prompt. It is pinned. Aquí está la instrucción. La tenemos pegada. Y ustedes simplemente la copian y la pegan. Simply you cut and paste. Right. Number 3, quantity of conversations. The more conversations you upload, the higher your chances of winning. Mientras más conversaciones tú subas, más chances tienes de ganar. Let me explain. What we want is for you to have the conversation, tengan la conversación, you practice with your phone, you have a very, very long conversation, then you come here, luego vienen ustedes aquí, you copy the conversation, ustedes copian la conversación here, boom, and then you paste it here, okay, y ustedes la pegan acá, and then you add a hashtag, ustedes le ponen el hashtag brilliant conversations, because, so maybe, for example, Leslie starts posting like crazy, de pronto Leslie pone posting posts of conversations and conversations and conversations. Okay, so The more conversations you upload and you post, the higher your chances of winning. Quality, originality, coherence, and relevance of the generated conversations will be valued. Obviamente, nosotros vamos a revisar que las conversaciones sean originales, que sean coherentes, que sean relevantes, y que, because I know this is a challenging exercise, yo entiendo que esto es un ejercicio retador, but eventually there needs to be a learning process. Tiene que haber un proceso de aprendizaje. So if you're suffering in the first conversation, si ustedes están sufriendo en las primeras conversaciones, we want you to stop, check the script, queremos que paren, revisen lo que están escribiendo, ask us, pregúntenos. We're in the community as well. Estamos en la comunidad también. Ask Paula, Kevin, all your teachers. Pueden preguntarle a todos sus teachers, but we want you to use this as much as you can. Queremos que ustedes, independent of the level, sin importar el nivel. You could be A1, and if your conversations are A1 levels, si sus conversaciones son de nivel A1, it doesn't matter. Because if you upload the most and we see a progress, nosotros vemos un progreso, probably you'll be one of the winners. Okay, tagging. Ensure to label your post with the official contest hashtag brilliant conversations. Okay. Garantice, asegúrate que vas a ponerle el hashtag conversaciones brillantes o, ¿no? También en portugués, also in Portuguese. The contest will be open for 1 month. El concurso va a estar abierto por un mes. The winners will be announced at the end of the period. Los ganadores van a ser anunciados al final del periodo. Okay. There will be 2 winners. Van a haber 2 ganadores. Those with the highest quantity and quality of conversations. Aquellos que tengan la mayor cantidad y calidad de las conversaciones. Prizes. Winners will receive 2 private sessions with a coach to enhance their communication skills. Los ganadores van a recibir 2 sesiones de 1 hora privadas con uno de los coaches para mejorar sus habilidades de conversación. Okay. Participate and shine in brilliant conversations with ChatGPT. Participen y brillen con las conversaciones brillantes en ChatGPT. The instructions are pinned here in English. They're pinned here in Spanish. And they're pinned here in Portuguese. Okay. Now, also, here is the pinned prompt. Aquí está la instrucción that I used today, la que utilicé hoy. Now, take a look at this. Here where it's in bold, aquí donde está en bold, donde está en negrilla, you can change the topic. Ustedes pueden cambiar el tema. You can say instead of nursing in the US, en vez de enfermería en los Estados Unidos, you can say nursing in Brazil, enfermería en Brasil. The weather, el clima, how to swim, cómo nadar. I mean, it's endless, es interminable. Okay, so, ta-da-da, and also here is another prompt, act as an English teacher. Aquí vamos a poner los prompts. Queremos que esta comunidad, we want this Nash GPT community to be the end all be all. Queremos que aquí esté todo lo de ChatGPT, que hayan las interacciones y que empiecen a actuar con la comunidad. We want you to use this space to upload your material, to start interacting and to start interacting with the different communities in your different levels, en sus diferentes niveles. Okay, we have the WhatsApp groups. Those are nice. Tenemos los grupos de WhatsApp. Esos están muy bien. But you know what happens in WhatsApp. Ya sabemos lo que pasa en WhatsApp. Many people start interacting. Mucha gente empieza a interactuar and things get lost. Las cosas se pierden. Here you can pin stuff. Yeah, you can pin stuff in WhatsApp as well, but for you. Pero here we pin it for the whole team. Aquí nosotros le ponemos el pin para todo el equipo and we can move things around. Aquí también nos podemos mover. You can also share pictures, videos. Even you can make polls and the whole thing. Ustedes pueden, there are so many interesting things that can happen in this community. Aquí hay un montón de cosas que pueden funcionar en la comunidad. So, That's the presentation for today. Esa fue la presentación para hoy. I showed you 4 more uses of ChatGPT. Les mostré 4 usos más de ChatGPT para for the improvement of your English, para la mejora de su inglés. And I also introduced you to the ChatGPT or the Nash GPT community within the platform. Les mostré también la comunidad de Nash GPT dentro de la plataforma, so you can participate in the contest, para que ustedes puedan participar en el concurso. Great. That's the presentation for today. I hope it was illuminating. I don't know, it was it's interesting for me. This is nerdy stuff, but I love it. Esto es material de puro nerd, pero me encanta because it can really, really make a difference, porque realmente puede hacer una diferencia. Questions? Estoy abierto a preguntas.
I'm trying to read and just a group of questions that came. Si la clase de inglés es 1 hora. Okay, somebody wants to know if they are, everybody has different schedules. So everybody would love to have the classes to adjust to their perfect schedule. So they want to know if there will be some kind of a rotation of times, so different people who have different chances to join the classes. ¿Quieres traducir?
Sí, básicamente alguien está preguntando si, teniendo en cuenta que hay diferentes horarios en el día y que hay diferentes personas con diferentes posibilidades de horario, que si va a haber una rotación de las aulas de practicar. We're doing that right now. Estamos haciendo eso en estos momentos. We're opening more spaces. Estamos abriendo más espacios and we're moving the schedule around. Estamos moviendo el horario. So there is a morning, a noon, and an evening shift. Para que haya un turno por la mañana, un turno al mediodía, un turno por la tarde. Not every day. It's across the week. No todos los días. Es a través de la semana. And we're opening Saturdays and Sundays. Sunday was a day that there were no classes. Los domingos era un día que no había sesiones y ya estamos abriendo sesiones los domingos for every level, para cada nivel. We hope it's a popular class on Sunday. Esperemos que sea una clase popular los domingos también. So I think we're covering every day and all the different schedules. Just find the schedule that suits you. Estamos abriendo casi todos los días, los diferentes horarios. Encuentre el horario que se te facilita. Y si no, pues avísenos. If not, just let us know.
Robert, there is a question. Could you explain again how to join the ChatGPT community? Que si por favor puedes volver a explicar cómo ingresar a la comunidad de ChatGPT.
Okay, so, ¿cómo ingresar? If you are a student in the BSR platform, si tú eres un estudiante en la plataforma de BSR, and you belong to Nash, y tú perteneces, es decir, eres un miembro activo del grupo Nash, estás pagando por todo el proceso, you're paying for all the process, you have been automatically enrolled. Ustedes ya han sido enrolados en el grupo. So, to find out if you're enrolled, para darte cuenta si estás o no estás, if you're not one of these 509 chosen ones, and hopefully this will increase, ¿no? Si no eres uno de estos 509, just let us know. But here, aquí en la parte de arriba, when you're within the platform, okay, here's your account, your profile, your inbox. En esta parte de arriba donde dice recursos, here where it says resources, the 4th tab, la última opción, it's community. And voila, y ahí lo tienes. And here to the left, like any other platform, aquí a su izquierda, como si fuera Facebook, you find the different groups that we're creating. We're creating groups for each level. Estamos creando grupos para cada nivel. Because here are class discussions. Acá cada clase tiene una discusión sobre, I mean, things that happen in, I don't understand this, I don't understand that. But here we want to create different activities for each level. Acá queremos crear diferentes actividades para cada nivel. And the last one you'll see is the one that says Nash GPT. You'll see the emoji with the sunglasses. Esta última la que dice Nash GPT. Van a ver el emoji con las gafas oscuras. Then you just press it and there you go.
Okay, thank you, Robert.
Welcome.
María Candelaria tiene la mano. María Candelaria, adelante.
Buenas noches. La pregunta era lo mismo que había hecho una colega hace un rato diciendo sobre la aplicación, ¿no? Pero ya explicó él que hay que estar activo en el grupo Nash Group para poder tener aplicación. No sé qué es esto, ¿es una aplicación? ChatGPT.
Sí,
Sí.
ChatGPT es una aplicación, Robert.
Yes, ChatGPT es una aplicación. ChatGPT is a free application. ChatGPT es una aplicación gratuita. Anyone in the Western world, as far as I know, todo el mundo en el mundo occidental, o sea, de lo que yo sé, can download it. Lo puede bajar, install it in their phone. It can be Android, it can be iPhone, lo pueden instalar en su teléfono, puede ser iPhone, puede ser Android, in their computer, en su computador. It's available to everyone. Es disponible para todo el mundo. We're working on integrated in the platform. Queremos integrarlo a la plataforma. So you don't need to leave the platform environment. Así de manera que ustedes no tengan que abandonar el ambiente de la plataforma. But we decided that for the moment being, because we're working with the people from the platform to achieve this, porque estamos trabajando con otra compañía que son los que diseñan la plataforma para lograrlo. Well, ChatGPT is out there. ChatGPT está allá afuera. We're not going to waste time. No vamos a perder tiempo. We're just going to tell you, okay, just use ChatGPT. We're going to show you how to use it, how to install the prompt. Les vamos a mostrar cómo utilizarlo, como les estamos mostrando, cómo instalar las instrucciones, so you get the best results, para que ustedes obtengan los mejores resultados. It's basically a teacher in your pocket. It's a conversation partner. Es un profesor en su bolsillo, es un partner de conversación. And we're looking for results. Queremos resultados.
Lo pueden bajar. You can download it using the Google Apps or the iPhone apps into your phone. Just look for ChatGPT. I'm going to leave you the name of it on the chat. Lo pueden bajar usando el store de Android o el store de Apple. Buscan por ChatGPT y bajan la aplicación. Robert, there are not a lot of more questions. That's pretty much all there was. Those prompts that you have, and that's actually the prompts that you have are going to be available to copy and paste easy into the application.
Yeah.
Inside, so that would be nice for everyone.
Yeah.
Los prompts que para darle a la aplicación, para que la aplicación charle con ustedes, como Robert ya les dijo, van a estar en la plataforma. I think that was a really good conversation, Robert.
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad. Sometimes
you.
when you have no questions, it's either people we did not really engage, or it was very clear.
No, it
was very clear.
Let's go with the second one.
Let's go with the second one. Yeah, so I can sleep.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Muchas gracias a todos. Next week, Carrie.
Next week, we have a great presentation. You know, many of the nurses that we're working with tell us that it's a bit challenging, right? To learn English, to learn NCLEX, and we're going to have a great presentation about how to help people stay motivated, how to be resilient and to keep going forward, even when it feels tough.
Good, very good, Karen. Nice topic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a beautiful topic. Who's gonna give it?
Well,
Okay,
we
let
have,
me,
go
let me
ahead, David.
translate
I'll let
first.
you start.
Uno de los grandes retos que tienen la mayoría de las personas que entran al programa es cómo mantenerse enfocados, mantenerse continuando el programa, no procrastinar, no perder el entusiasmo. La próxima semana vamos a tener una persona que va a charlar cómo mantener un alto nivel de mantenerse enfocado y mantener un alto nivel de estar en el programa. ¿Ok? Así que aprovechen porque son buenas tácticas y buenas cosas que vamos a discutir sobre todo para adultos, cómo mantenerse motivado y continuar su proceso. ¿Ok?
Come on, David.
No,
Tell us.
I don't know who's coming. That will be hard to tell. We're gonna.
It's a surprise.
It's
But you
going to
know
be a
what?
surprise.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. The topic for next month's BSR Wednesday extravaganza meeting. El tema para la próxima reunión de BSR en Nash. It's gonna be the BSR Nursing English course. El
Wow.
curso de inglés de enfermería de BSR. So we have been working for almost 8 months in this. I mean, we've been working for 2 years, but the last 8 months, we're really pushing forward, going further than just English for NCLEX. Nosotros vamos a hablar del curso de inglés de enfermería de BSR. Hemos estado trabajando por casi más de un año en esto, pero ya los últimos 8 meses realmente hemos estado muy enfocados y ya va a ser un curso mucho más allá de inglés para el NCLEX. It's going to be English for nursing, vocabulary that will help you with NCLEX. Of course, there's the wonderful Nash Institute NCLEX course that has no comparison. O sea, tenemos inglés que les va a ayudar, vocabulario para el NCLEX, pero ustedes tienen el curso del NCLEX, no lo reemplaza. It doesn't replace the NCLEX prep course. Please be aware of this. Por favor, sepan eso. It's just going to teach you a lot of the vocabulary you need for your job. Les va a enseñar un montón del vocabulario que necesitan para su trabajo. English for OET, inglés para el OET. English, of course, it will help you. I mean, it will help you with NCLEX as well. También les va a ayudar con el NCLEX, pero mostly is nursing English for your job, for OET, for your life. Es inglés de enfermería para su trabajo, el NCLEX, OET y demás. Within the nursing English course, dentro del curso de nursing English, we're giving 2 OET prep classes per week. Estamos dando 2 clases de preparación para el OET por semana. That's different than the OET prep course for people who are ready. Eso es diferente al curso de OET para la gente que está lista. So you can be an A1 student or an A2 student or a B1 student. Ustedes pueden ser un estudiante. Of course, you have to belong to the NASH program. Tienen que pertenecer al programa NASH. Estar estudiando inglés A1, inglés A2, inglés B1 y ya estar preparándose para el OET e inglés de enfermería. So we're very excited. We want to show it to everyone. I mean, this is, I think, the first time we're doing something very, I don't want to be infomercial. I think it's a very relevant topic. No, so, sí, no quiero sonar como una propaganda o comercial, pero creemos que es un curso muy relevante. It's going to be very important. So we're very excited. That's the topic for at least within next month's BSR presentation.
Thank you, Robert. So Naomi is going to come. She's director of the social agency, specialized on working with people who needs to change their life, need to do something different in their lives. Is going to focus all her energy on telling us how they use all their skills to try to help people refocus their life and do something completely different, which is part of what you guys are doing. Vamos a tener a la directora de una agencia social que se especializa en ayudar a personas a reenfocar sus vidas, que necesitan cambiar sus vidas y hacer algo diferente, que es parte de lo que ustedes, contarles cuáles son las herramientas y las cuestiones que les colaboran, sobre todo a los adultos, para poder reenfocar sus vidas. So they're going to talk to us, so all the tools that they offer to adults to help re-engage or refocus their lives.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent.
Really excited.
Okay, so that's where we are. Okay, so thanks again, Robert. Muchas gracias, Robert. Thank you, everyone. Muchas gracias a todos. We're looking forward to seeing you guys in our next webinars. Nos esperamos en nuestros próximos webinarios. Buenas noches a todos.
Thank you very much.
And everybody, thank
all.
you. Thanks,
Have a good
Robert.
day.
Thanks.
You're more than
Thank you
welcome,
very
Carrie.
much.
Pleasure seeing you.
Okay,
Bye, David.
thanks a
Bye,
lot.
Deborah.
Bye. Thanks, Rob.